Now, why is it so damn expensive to live in California? And is it worth the cost to live in America's finest city? My name is Dan Parker. I'm a local real estate agent and your guide to moving to San Diego. So just how expensive is it to live in San Diego? Well, compared to the nationwide average, it's between 40 and 50% more expensive to live in San Diego, but the reality is most of the expense is going to come from housing, which is over twice as expensive as the nationwide average, and if I'm being quite honest, rising. Now we're talking about cost of living in San Diego. You really have to start with the top. So you have to start with the cost of living in California and the reasons of why it's so expensive to live in California. And truth be told, I can and I probably will do an entire video on the cost of living in California and why it's so expensive, but we're just gonna really break it down very simply right now. The two different factors as far as the expense of living in California, starting with the high costs associated with owning a business. So it's very well known, California is not an easy state to own a business in. And the truth is, the extra regulations, the challenges that business owners face, that is going to directly relate to the cost of goods. The cost of goods are going to continue to go up, and it makes everything a little bit more expensive here. And the second part of it is California as a whole doesn't build enough houses. It hasn't been building enough houses over the last 10, 15 years to keep up with the amount of people that are moving out here. And there are many reasons why there's not enough housing going up, but some of the main reasons is that the process to build homes in California is expensive, difficult, and time consuming, especially in major cities and urban areas where land is at the highest demand. And when you break down as far as San Diego, why it's so expensive to live here, a big part of it comes to supply and demand. Very simple, supply and demand. There are a lot of people wanting to move here every single year. Every single year, there's more people moving here than there are leaving. So there needs to be more places for those people to live. And on the supply side, like I was just mentioning for California, there are plenty of challenges associated with the amount of new homes that are being built, but also rentals and resale homes they go up as well when there are challenges with new construction. And the interesting thing about San Diego is it's a big city. It is the 8th most populous city in all of the US, but it doesn't really feel like that at times. You know, downtown San Diego is very dense, has the high rises. There's a lot of housing in a small area, but it's a pretty small area. When you go out from there, even Little Italy, which is part of downtown, you know, there are going to be condos and townhomes, but it's not crazy dense. And then going out from there to North Park, South Park, Mission Valley, all these different areas, it's going to be more single family homes, townhomes, condos, but not the high rises. It's not going to be really dense. Everything's going to be a little bit more spread out. So it's kind of unique for a big city to be like that. But it also makes it challenging when you're trying to build new construction that you don't really have a lot of space. Because if you can't go out and you aren't going up, then what are you left with? And while we're talking about new construction in San Diego, the other challenge is the land is so valuable that a lot of the developers that are coming out here are building luxury townhomes, luxury condos, starting to make them more dense. But the reality is a lot of people, when they're moving to San Diego, they want that single family home. They want their space. They want a backyard. And you're getting less and less of that with the new construction that's coming in. So it's challenging because we need it to be more dense so that we can have more homes built, but we also want to continue to have that San Diego lifestyle. So there needs to be a balance there. And as supply stays low, demand stays high, home prices keep going up. And the reality is the higher the home prices go up, the fewer people are actually moving out of their houses. You think, all right, that's great for sellers. They can sell their house, they can make a lot of money. But the reality is they're thinking about, all right, I can sell my house, then what do I do? I can't afford another house here. So maybe they're moving out to other areas, but a lot of people are just staying still. They're staying put and they're continuing to own the same home for longer periods of time as opposed to what we were seeing 10, 20 years ago. And that really hurts the inventory and the supply of homes because when people aren't moving out, then those resales aren't available as well. New construction is down, resales are down, and that's a major problem that we're having here in San Diego right now. And one last thing worth mentioning is you have wealthy people moving to San Diego, buying custom homes, building very, very nice custom homes. It drives the price of the neighborhood up. It drives the price of property taxes up. I mean, we have all sorts of celebrities that live down here. Bill Gates, Phil Mickelson, Tony Hawk, Jason Mraz, Drew Brees just sold his 2/3 of an acre lot for $2,599,000 in Carmel Valley, and all sorts of wealthy people that you've probably never even heard of. So is it worth it? Is it worth the cost of living in San Diego to live here? Well, you gotta think of the lifestyle that you're getting while living here. So the weather, you can't beat the weather. There are many people and places and sites that say that San Diego has the best weather. In fact, Zillow ranked San Diego as having the most desirable days, weather-wise, climate-wise, out of anywhere in the US. You also get access to some of the most incredible beaches and beach communities parks, hiking trails, a couple hours away from, really like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from getting to the snow if you want to go snowboarding. You're right next to Mexico. You could go down and visit Mexico. We have the world famous zoo, SeaWorld. There's no shortage of things to do in San Diego. And then you kind of, you can pair that with the easygoing lifestyle. In my mind, you can't beat it. Now, if you can afford a nice home in San Diego, then absolutely San Diego is for you, because you get that great home and you get the awesome lifestyle. But if you're on a budget, the reality is, like I mentioned, the biggest expense is coming from housing or rent. So if you want to save money on that aspect, all you have to do is go out a little bit from the city, 10 to 15, 20 minutes from the city, and you can save a lot of money on your monthly rent or mortgage payment. In some of the areas that I would recommend, if you wanted a little bit more budget friendly, you can go out to East County, down to Chula Vista, or north up to San Marcos. I really hope that you found that helpful. Again, my name is Dan Parker. I'm a real estate agent here in San Diego. So if you want more information on moving to San Diego, I'm your guy. Reach out. I'm happy to help. And if you enjoyed this video, consider giving me a like or subscribe to my channel. That way you're notified every time a new video pops up. Thanks so much for watching this video. We'll see you next time.